So I finally got my package in the mail. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I live in New York City. I expected it to come earlier, but some people got it earlier than me. So I don't own the Anastasia palette, but I always wanted it. Both of them especially. And especially this one because it's kind of colors I don't own. I own a lot of warm colors because of my skin tone is very warm undertoned. And these are kind of like nice and fall. And I don't like fall, but I do like the colors. And it's kind of artistic as well with these mustards and oranges. I said orange before, but this is more like a tangerine, I guess. There is some forest greens, and if there's a way to say it, forest blue. Like if blue wasn't a forest, it would be forest blue. You already know about this palette. This is a controversial palette where it's like too soft and everyone's digging in it. And about that, if you're going to change the formula of your palette for the sister palette, I think you should at least tell someone that you're changing it so they don't expect the same results. I mean, yeah, a lot of people blaming the person for not being talented enough. Like all of a sudden, one palette makes them untalented. That's not the right way to go. If I am working with a set of tools and the second edition but better tools came and it's literally different shaped tools or different tools that does other things that it's not supposed to be doing, you should at least tell me so I can know that it's used for something else. If it's loose pigments, you should tell me that it's loose pigments. Or this is a different palette, it's in sister. I think they actually made a mistake or made some bad batches, and people who have the good batches are claiming themselves to be good makeup artists, and the good makeup artists know what to do with bad shadows because they work with a lot of different kinds of shadows and a lot of different kinds of people, so they are blaming people that have been using these shadows on themselves for a long time and, you know, downplaying them, talking down to them, and that is wrong as well. I mean, I don't care if you're a makeup artist, you know, experienced for 10 years. You shouldn't down talk people having trouble with a palette that's supposed to be the exact sister of another palette they had a really good, well, experience with. So that was very sneaky of all of the people that was like, well, I got it, you know, working for me, so that must be something wrong with you. That's not how this works. That's not how anything works. Okay, so this is 14 colors. It has all the ingredients on the back, which is really nice. I look like a mad woman with this hair. Look like E. Blanca, just like, anyway. Okay. I bought both of the palettes because I wanted the palette. I think I mentioned this already. I wanted the palette so long ago, and I just couldn't afford it. And I'm glad that Bad Habit is doing this because for people who can't afford to spend $70, $40 on palettes, can finally experience the colors themselves. I have many hobbies. I don't only do makeup. Well, everything's revolved around makeup, you know, but I still have like costumes to make if I want to, and I only make like one costume a year. I know people that make 12 costumes a year. So they could afford to cosplay, but since I have many hobbies that's related around art and different kinds of art, I can't just spend on 70 to 40 or 40 to $70 palettes. Like there are so many palettes I would like to buy and review. It's nice that Bad Habit has palettes that's imitating other palettes that's really popular, so people like me and people who don't have the funds but really want to experience it as well could actually buy it. Like, people exist, and just because they can't afford it doesn't mean they shouldn't have it. Maybe they want to be artistic as well, and Bad Habit is actually making that happen for them. This is only $10, and if you have the app, you could get the shipping for free. When this first released, the Bad Habit Retro Love, which is basically Subculture palette, and I remember when they were announcing it on their Instagram, they said that was free shipping with a downloaded app. I downloaded the app, and you do get a free item with it, but that goes away after a few weeks. I didn't get my free item because I waited way too long. So if you're gonna order immediately. Alright, so let me swatch. I just, it's so exciting. Hold on. Oh! Oh my god. That is soft. It is it actually reminds me of when I swatched it in stores in the real palette. Maybe a little bit more dry, and I think that's because it's a more deeper color, and this is not the one I swatched. I swatched the first sister palette, and that was really soft, so I can't wait to swatch that one to see if it's the same. But I kind of want to cry at how really good that is. Oh, Jesus. Oh my gosh. I don't know how they do it, but they really imitated the quality well, or at least the feel of it. It's nice and creamy, and it's chunky if you're not really good with it, but you could blend out the chunks, it just doesn't fall. You could literally go over those chunks and just press it in. It feels like pastels, but the good kind for your eyes. I'm just blending it with my fingers and it's just gliding over. It's like it has its own primer and its own shadow. But it's not vegan, so if that's, it don't have that bunny, so I guess if it's not vegan, I guess it's not for you. I'm glad that they went a different way and didn't like copy exactly. They didn't call this like artist palette. They just call it retro love. And looking at, like, they just changed the name, and when you look at this, you do kind of think like it's from the 70s or retro kind of colors. And when you look at the other name, subculture, yeah, subculture, you think of art. It's amazing how names could change the tone of the colors. Psychedelic, icon, hippie, pop, rebel, mod, rock and roll, free love, nostalgia, revolution. This is really good names. Another reason I didn't want to buy the original palette, the first one, I forgot what it's called. I know Subculture because it's new. It's because of the material on it getting dirty, spending that much money and you're getting it dirty. No. I'm really mad at my Sugar Pill palette because it's white and it's cardboard and it gets dirty. I wish it was plastic. There's a different reason I like this one over the $42 one, is because looking at all the swatches, there's a lot of ashy tones coming out of this, and a lot of tones that just disappear into my skin, and it's not really the quality, it's the colors. The end of the palette I really love. I like the Subculture dupe more than this one, even though I love the end colors of this. But the first 6 colors, ashy town to me, and then there's like 2 that looks the same on my skin tone. You know, when you think of palettes, you don't think of me. You think of, the mass, which is lighter skinned people, especially in America. So I'm glad I got the $10 version because there's a lot of colors that is basically the same of any other palette, which is ashy town on my skin tone, or the same color, just slight difference, but if you blend it out, you won't tell the difference. So that's another reason that Bad Habits is really good, because there's enough palettes out there that looks the same on me. And to get the dupe, it's basically if you want to do the same colors or whatever, or follow the trends, you got it. And I don't think anyone will look down on you for buying a cheaper version of the palette. It's just if you got the same look with the same similar colors, you're on trend. And being on trend is not worthless when it comes to the fashion industry or YouTube. Speaking of a person that's alternative, don't really care about fashion trends, but colors I do like. I will still use cool colors in the summertime and warm tone colors in the wintertime, but when you're a YouTuber, you have to stay on trend and talking about what's going on right now, and it's good to have a palette, even though it's month behind, that's on trend compared. And this goes for anyone that watches my videos and don't have money to buy a $40 palette. Of people going to high school, or film students, maybe people that work at the hospital, what's it called, nurses, cab drivers, bodega owners. I don't know. There's people out there that don't really have time to buy a $42 palette just to sit there and get messy anyway, and to have the same 4 colors or 6 colors in another palette that's also warm. We have a bunch of warm palettes this year. So just buy a $10 palette, still be on trend, still have the same color, just say, oh, it's like a dupe or something like that, but it's still the same colors. Like, just think about it. There's a lot of colors out there, but how much are different, really? How many palettes do we need to have all the different kinds of colors? And what palette out there has actual different colors that wasn't there 3 weeks ago? We're basically buying all the same exact colors, just maybe in different formulas, or just maybe in a different pretty packaging. We're not really buying anything different here. In 5 years of buying makeup, you have all the makeup, you have all the colors. There's no doubt about it. Maybe even less than 5 years, maybe even a year. If you buy all the palettes, you have all the colors, and then you just do it all over again with another trend. So to say that, well, you buying from Bad Habit and not Subculture is not supporting the artist. That artist is getting their money because there's people that would buy things for buying things because it's on trend and it's because it's expensive. They will always have their money. We can't be careless like that. We have things to pay. We're millennials. We have college bills. We don't have a house, but we have rent. I have a house. I'm sorry. Just part of it, part of being not fashionable, but talking about your favorite colors or your favorite palettes, or why you think this collection of colors is pretty. Well, in an artistic kind of view, this does look like our artist. I want to touch it. It's missing the greens, in an artist Renaissance painting. Even though I'm seeing the Renaissance painting she's doing. Okay, it doesn't need green. Actually, it needs a kind of black, don't it? It needs a black. It definitely needs a black. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I'm thinking of different kinds of paintings. There's different Renaissance paintings. But, so I get it. You want to buy it because the color, different styled, put in a palette that you really love. But never put down someone that would rather pay a $10 one. Like, I don't really care. But I'm thinking of people that do care, that do feel bad for buying a $10 palette over a $42 palette. If you can't buy it, don't feel bad about buying it. It's your money. And there's no way you can copy colors. No one owns a color except for that guy who owns the darkest black on earth and the pinkest pink on earth. But I think he sells his pinkest pink, the one that owns the darkest black. Like, this is going into the artist. Alright, so there's like the blackest black. Like, even if you have fabric of that blackest black, I forgot what it's called, it literally looks like a black. It looks like a Looney Tunes film where you have the black hole and you could just jump into it. It is that black. I want a shirt in that black. It'll look like there's a black void of a shirt. One of the things. I think there's more regulations there than overseas in China, where you could do it in your backyard and chemicals and not really clean. And this quality is 10 times better than China ones too, for some reason. Like, I want to know their secret. And this is going to be a long video. I am sorry. I already mentioned it, but would I buy this over the originals? Hells yes. If you're dark skinned, yes for this one. If anything for the Renaissance Subculture palette, yes, buy this over the Subculture, because the way how they treated their customers and talked to their customers, I didn't like that. Come on, you could have done better, especially the sister. It's always a sister, isn't it? And I wouldn't pay that much for a palette that I'm not too sure on the quality, and it's different from its sister, and there's so many different things, but the colors are brilliant. It is brilliant. It is nice. It is different. It's finally different. I hope they bring out a purple version. She's back here. I hope they bring out a purple version that's like... I am so happy for this. I'm so... The size is different. Oh, okay. Alright, we found something that's different. Before I go, these sizes are bigger than these sizes. Do I care? Not really. Actually, I kind of mind the swollen one. It's cute. So, I love you. Alright, bye-bye.